So today, I managed to bag the developers who worked on Shrine 2, which is a game I played on the channel. A lot of you might have seen it. It's basically I mean, it's probably better if I let you guys talk about what Shrine 2 is, right? Since you guys kind of made it. So do you wanna introduce Shrine 2 to us?
Uh, sure. Mango, do you want me to do it, or would you rather?
Shrine 2 is a sequel to Shrine.
I mean, that is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Um,
maybe
it's
Scumhead
a
can do it in a bit more detail.
it's like a horror atmosphere based FPS made in GZ Doom, with cool sprite work and epic boss fights. And there's 32 levels, and Mango made it work.
And also it's a Doom mod as well, right? So it's made in the Doom kind of engine, I guess.
Mhm.
So because it's a mod, I guess for me, I don't know much about kind of mod development or game development. When you say mod, do you mean that you took like actual gameplay elements from Doom, or did you just make it in the Doom engine but like create everything on your own? Like how much of it is actually from your own development? How much of it is from the Doom like source code?
Well, all the levels, enemies, music, sounds, graphics, and all that, that's original.
Mhm. So I mean that's one of the things I really love, like the whole Lovecraftian vibe that you guys have going on with the game. Like
Mhm.
it's really I feel like it's a lot darker and more like it's moodier than the actual Doom game, which is like something great to achieve because like the Doom game is really moody and dark. So like that was all kind of your idea. That was all things that you implemented, like your own original creations, right? And whose idea was that originally, I guess?
That would be
Bunch?
more of a yeah. Mango's just a programmer, but I still
Right.
need him. But all the like visual and like sort of Lovecraft inspiration stuff was that since it was just me for Shrine One,
Mhm.
and then a lot of those elements carried over into Shrine Two. Shrine Two definitely
Right.
has like a more of a less Lovecraft, more like Lovecraft plus like traditional horror stuff, especially with that
Okay.
first act. But yeah,
Okay, that's good.
that was me, baby.
So what I'm getting here is your role was kind of like the creative director, more like artsy, and your role, Mango, was like the actual programmer who made things work, like behind the scenes and actually put everything together, right?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, could you tell us a bit more about your roles and what it actually entails to be like the programmer? Like what is the hardest thing to work on as a programmer in the project? Like what took way longer than you thought it would take?
So there's multiple types of script types and coding and stuff in ZDoom. Like, for example, you can't just do everything in one. And like, so I have to like mix two different scripting things together. It's kind of hard to explain, but like
Right.
the first boss is actually like four monsters that it changes between for like different states of being hurt. It's
Right.
really
Okay.
hard to explain. Let's just say boss is kind of really complex to make since they have
Right.
to like affect the level and stuff.
So that's what you say the hardest thing was actually like developing the bosses and making them actually change states like throughout the.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. Fair enough. And
I
also
feel
Humans to
so
walk
bad.
around and shoot.
why?
I feel so bad for Mango making that first boss. That was like the first thing Mango programmed, and it was like the most complicated enemy in the whole game. So I'm so sorry, Mango.
I'm so
In terms of programming, what language did you use?
uh easiest one to do and well the by far the most common is decorate.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
It
that's the
doesn't
one
use
you
any
actually
like
used on this project, right?
yeah.
Is that something that you can use outside of the actual Doom engine? Or is that something you learnt specifically for this project?
Uh it is exclusive to ZDoom.
I guess so. In terms of the actual art design and like the creative design, that was obviously your kind of field, Scumhead. So what comments do you have about that? Like what was your original ambition, and do you feel like you got close to achieving that ambition, or did you have to you have to cut some things on the way there? Like what's the story behind that?
um, we definitely had to cut some stuff, but I think one of the most satisfying things about this project was that like everything I had planned from the start ended up getting in there.
Okay.
Like I wanted 30 levels, I wanted bosses, and we have the 30 levels, and there's that variety that I wanted there, and all the bosses kick ass. I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own, so all in all, yeah. In terms of creative ambition, I got all that stuff that I wanted in there. One thing that Mango did that was pretty amazing is that like I only had plans for 5 weapons, but like the creativity like is not just me. Mango had like an idea for like a new weapon like constantly. Like Mango is like an ideas guy who can actually do it, which makes him so freaking awesome. So there's like 7 extra weapons in the game that that were all Mango's idea that I just did art for that just like made the game 1,000 times better. So
Right, okay. So, I mean, even though your strong suit is kind of actual like coding, you obviously are a creative person and you do want to like you have your own kind of creative ideas as well, as you're not just like typing code all day.
Oh yeah, I come up with a lot of stuff. I mean,
In the game development industry, do you feel like you have to be like a jack of all trades, or you have to actually learn a bit of like art and a bit of everything? Because like obviously you had the idea, but do you feel like if you actually knew how to make the art and stuff like that, you would be able to implement it better, or is it more like a collaborative thing where you always end up collaborating with other people who like you use your skill sets, you put them together and end up making something amazing?
honestly, I'm much better at just helping other people with their stuff than creating my own stuff because I might be able to code good and come up with cool ideas, but I can't draw for shit.
Right, okay. But I mean, I guess what you're saying is it is more like a collaborative industry where each person has their own traits, and like putting them together does end up creating like an amazing product. Like obviously Shrine 2, because I that was the first. I haven't even played the original like Doom. I'll be honest with you. The first exposure I had to Doom was Shrine 2, and I thought it was amazing. Like I
well,
didn't
that's
even know it was
flattering.
in the I didn't even know it was in the Doom engine. Like straight up, it felt so advanced to me. I thought it was like a Unity game that had been created to look like an
We
old
did it,
school retro
Mango.
game.
We did it.
So is this the biggest project you guys have worked on so far?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How so you got this released on Steam. Like what was that whole process like to actually kind of like what was it difficult or was it like easier than you think?
Well, getting Shrine 1 on Steam was difficult,
Right.
but that was like that's how we learned it.
Right.
We got a friend of ours named Jayberg, and Jayberg does the whole porting process. And I think having Shrine 1 already ported made the Shrine 2 porting process a lot easier,
Okay.
which will also make subsequent projects in GZ Doom a lot easier.
Right,
So
okay.
that's completely our buddy Jayberg. Mango helped a little bit. There was some issues that Mango ended up fixing, but shout out to Jayberg for making that possible.
It's amazing, man. Like honestly, the exposure that Steam gives you is so big and so wide. Like I would definitely have not found the project if it wasn't on Steam. I ended up searching it after I ended up seeing the actual, was it ModDB that you posted on?
Mhm.
So there's like this whole kind of modding community online with like with different websites and stuff, but just having it on Steam is so amazing, so good for you guys. But what are the projects that you worked on before this project? Were there any other like projects that are close to heart, or obviously the first Shrine, but besides that?
Um, I'll let Mango go first because
Mhm.
Mango's got a few interesting stories.
Well, I first started working on like ROM hacks for old NES, SNES, Genesis games.
Right.
Never got finished at all. Um, then I did a lot of Doom stuff, designing my own Doom maps and that kind of thing. I realized I can't design levels for shit. And then I ended up doing like gameplay stuff. I
Right.
only really one, and it was like a branch of Brutal Doom.
Mhm. Can you explain to
So,
me what Brutal Doom is? Because I actually saw that on your profile, but I don't know much about Brutal Doom.
so Brutal Doom is like a gameplay mod for Doom. So you keep the same maps, or you
Mhm.
can play it on whatever maps that you want.
Mhm.
For the weapons, enemies, power-ups, that kind of stuff, it's all different.
Right. Okay, so it's basically changing, like overhauling all the gameplay, but keeping in the maps and changing like all the enemies and
Yeah,
stuff. All right, that's pretty cool. So you actually took that and then you created your own spin on it and added even more weapons or more like enemies and stuff, right?
yeah.
Right, that's pretty interesting. What about you, Scumhead?
Um, all my early game dev stuff was an RPG Maker. The
Mm,
reason I started doing ZDoom stuff is because it was really easy
right.
to make maps and to import. The coding shit was not easy. That took me like it has taken me up until like 2 months ago to actually like start like really understanding decorate coding.
Right.
But the level making and importing textures and the freedom you have is like it's pretty freaking simple.
Mhm.
So it was really awesome to learn that. But yeah, I used to make RPG Maker games, which you look back on your old projects and you kind of cringe, but they're still special to me.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of
So that's what I
nostalgic,
used
aren't
to
they?
do.
Like when you launch them up and you see like your first ever sprite that you ever made.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that
It's
you
like
released online, or is it more like personal projects?
I have most of my RPG Maker projects on Steam. Um, I guess I'll just list them off real quick. Mothlight, Soulscape, Orogenesis. That's it. Those are the three RPG Maker.
What was the reception on those projects?
Soulscape and Orogenesis. Not a whole lot of people know those, but Mothlight was a not a hit, but
Mhm.
quite a few people have played it.
Right, okay.
So
Did it like garner
I'd
its
call
own little
that.
community, I guess?
Yeah.
Right,
Lots of
okay.
cool fan art too, which is like the most flattering thing in the
That
world.
that sounds amazing. Like I wouldn't lie, like creating a like a product or creating something, like putting all your like soul into it and seeing other people vibe with it to the point of creating like
Yes,
artwork and being inspired by it, that must be so amazing.
it
Have you
is.
seen
It's
that kind of reception
unreal.
for Shrine 2? Have you seen?
Oh yeah, we've gotten some really cool fan art.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you guys should send me some of that so I can actually put it on screen right now so people can actually take a look at it if you can find any.
Mango. I feel like you have a lot of it saved because you were putting some of it in the game.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
actually putting the fan art in the game.
Yeah,
some of
there's
them.
a
Or yeah, go
there's
ahead.
this like secret area called the museum
Okay.
where there's like a bunch of unused content with statements by me about it, like, "Oh, we wanted to use this, but we completely forgot about it until the entire game was finished." But we also put like a little section for fan art there.
Right, okay. So you're just gonna like push an update, put all the fan art up there. That's really cool, man. Like
Yeah.
that, and that's the thing when you have like a smaller dev team and it's like a more of a passion project. And this is more of a hobby for you guys, right? I mean, obviously you're studying this kind of thing, but you do this because you love what you're doing. You're not doing it for money or anything like that. So like
Oh,
for you guys to do such like to actually give back to the community and put it into the game, really amazing. And like one of my favorite things in the game was the secrets. Just like going into little corners, finding little secrets. I know that was in the original Doom game, but I think you guys did it really well because I remember seeing a waterfall and I was like, if there is not a secret behind this waterfall, I'm going to be so disappointed. And I went to it and there wasn't. But then I saw one like 2 seconds later and I was like, there's got to be one. And then I went there and there was a secret up in there and I felt it's just like those little like Easter eggs, man. I love that kind of thing.
That's all Mango. Mango was the secrets guy. I am so shit at hiding secrets. So most of like the really like the cute little soul that's in the game is all like Mango's touch.
See, at first I thought Mango was just the heartless coder. He was just sitting there with his hood up. He was just typing away, doing all the coding. But no, he's got the creative thought, man. I think Mango needs to believe in himself a little bit more. Maybe if he did a bit of like learn a bit of art and stuff, he could kind of be more. I don't know. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. So you're saying the reception for Shrine was really good. Was that the most successful game in terms of reach as well that you've ever worked on? Like, was it the game
I
that
think
was able
Mango's
to reach the most people?
Mango. Are you muted?
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, have you not heard me this entire time?
Oh no, well, I heard you for
like
a
the
little while
past minute.
before. I think for the
Oh,
last minute,
God.
maybe.
Sorry.
No, we're good, we're good. No, I was just saying, like, yeah. Because you were saying before that you were just a coder, but it turns out like most of the little like cute finicky stuff in the game was actually kind of you were behind it. And it was most
Yeah.
of the stuff I actually ended up appreciating, like the guns, the little secrets, and all that kind of stuff.
hmm
Anyway, so the reception, was this like the biggest reception you've had for a game? Like, did this have the most reach or?
It's doing really awesome on Steam right now.
Mm,
Like it's doing like it's almost completely positive,
right.
and it's been like a week, and it's already got like 10,000 downloads or something,
Wow.
which is freaking amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a lot.
yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of scary, but it's also like really, really awesome.
That's amazing, man. So, when it comes to the two of you, obviously work together on this project. Is there any joint projects in the future that might come from the two of you? Do you have anything in the works? Obviously, maybe even like a Shrine 3 or something different.
Oh well, Scumhead's working on a project called Vomitorium, which is basically
Okay.
like a Doom engine Metroidvania. And I'm
Okay.
not like as big in it as I was in Shrine 2, but I'm
Hmm.
still definitely helping with coding and stuff.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Um, with that project, I'm trying to learn more on what I can do on my own, but there's certain things that I don't even know how this guy got it. But there's certain systems in there that are so complicated that
Mhm.
I would have no idea.
Yeah.
Like he got a double jump to work in the engine. What?
That's exactly what I mean when I said I downloaded it. I thought it was like a standalone game in like Unity or something. Just the way that the engine was actually working and the way you coded it. I didn't know it was a Doom mod until after I'd uploaded the video. Like genuinely. So what about you, Mango? Is there any projects that you're working on at this moment?
Well, I'm working on a gameplay mod for
Mhm.
Doom, but I'm also working on an expansion for Shrine 2.
Oh, okay. Could you guys
Yeah.
tell us a bit more about that?
Well, it's mostly going to be me with art by Scumhead because, I mean,
Mhm.
I couldn't even replicate his style if I tried. Um, but basically, it's kind of like a Shrine 3, but not different enough to be Shrine 3.
Oh, so it's like a big expansion.
Yeah,
It's like pretty much an overhaul of the whole game.
yeah, basically.
Oh wow, okay. So when can we expect this to obviously not release, but when can we like start hearing news about when it might actually be coming out?
Release date? Honestly, not soon, but
Yeah.
I'm bad at guessing when things are going to be
Mhm.
released, but I've been posting about it on Twitter.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put your Twitter link up if anyone wants to keep up with that. It's just gonna be
All
up
right.
there. All right, sounds good to me. If you wanna know the answer to that question, go to Twitter. And last of all, I guess like I wanted to talk about like the future with you guys, I guess. Like what obviously you plan to do Doom mods in the what was the engine called again?
GZ Doom?
Yeah, so you plan to keep doing Doom mods in that engine. Do you have any plans to go like standalone and actually make like a title, like maybe a paid title or something outside of Doom? Maybe even in can you monetize a mod or is that not allowed?
Oh yeah,
You can.
Can.
you can.
Do you have plans to
Just can't
release
have
anything
any.
like that, or are you planning right now solely to do kind of free mods and release it to the community and let them enjoy it?
Vomitorium is gonna cost money.
Oh, okay.
Which is terrifying.
Yes, I can imagine.
I'm very worried about that, but I kind of want to see what happens when
Hmm.
It'll be $10.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if people ask me for the game, I'll just give it to them for free because I feel so bad.
I'll just send you an email then. But so that is that like a very big project? Is it bigger than Shrine 2? It's going to be
In
bigger than
terms of
Shrine 2.
ambition, yeah.
Could you give us like
Maybe
a
not.
rundown of your plans for it, or is it a bit too early to release that information?
I'm a good chunk into it.
Right.
All the things like Mango has programmed every item and everything to work. So now I can I can solely focus on it completely.
Right. Okay.
But Mango will probably still help with stuff because things break because I'm a dumbass. So and he's also really good at like adding little touches to maps to make it a lot prettier. So I'll
Yeah.
probably need help with him there. But it's a good bit into it. What would you like me to describe about it?
Okay, so I guess how many levels do you think you'll have by the end of the process?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12.
12
All
maps.
pretty big, and they're all interconnected, so you're going to be revisiting these areas a lot.
Okay, so it's more like an open world, not an open world, but like a bigger. So there's less levels, but it's on a bigger scale for each level. All right, I
Bigger
see.
scale, more visually ambitious,
Mhm.
and since you're getting new power-ups, you keep going through these areas a lot, and they're constantly being recontextualized with new abilities.
Right,
So
I see. What about you, Mango? Are you working on anything standalone or anything paid that might be releasing at any point?
Nope.
Not your plan right now.
Well, I'm just kind of honestly recently I've been kind of taking a break, so I don't want to be burned out on all these projects.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've been
posting a lot of
doing
YouTube
that
videos.
too.
I've been very tired of it.
Yeah, since Shrine 2 is released, we've been killed.
Right.
It's been
I'm sure ramping
been
up
a
to the
tough-
last stages of production, there must have been a lot of work. Like I'm sure
Oh,
like at
God.
first it's all like fun and games, and then like a couple months in it's like
Well,
all hands on
yeah, it
deck.
was.
Then the last week it's just like 24/7 like monitoring the game like, oh no, I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it.
it could be a nightmare. And
Yeah.
in those
By the
last
end,
stages,
my brain was bleeding.
you're what?
By the end, my brain was practically coming out of my mouth. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, ramping up to like it's just like when you're at the end of the project, it's like sometimes you just want to leave broken things broken because you just can't even bear to look at the project anymore. It can be a nightmare, man. But what's nice about, because there's two of us and it's a free game, we can kind of get away with people finding bugs for us and then fixing it as we go along.
Right. I have a few like actual personal questions I want to ask you guys. Like, what actually got you into game development? Like, what was the actual like source? Like, what inspired you to get into game development? I guess.
You first, Mango.
All right. So I was on YouTube when I was like really little, like 7. And I was like, "Whoa, how do you make those levels in Super Mario World?" I was like, "I want to be that guy," and I ended up being that guy, and it sucked. Thankfully, I found my place in Doom, but yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're enjoying the Doom engine a lot more.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to hear. What about you, Scumhead?
I could tell my whole life story, but I'll just say I played Ocarina of Time, Zelda, when I was like 4 years old, and I was like, I love video games. I want to make them. And that just kind of started my interest.
Right.
I started getting really passionate about it when I was 16, when I started going hardcore on RPG Maker. But yeah, that's the micro origin story there.
Right. Got you. And obviously, this is a hobby for both of you guys right now. You haven't released any paid projects yet. Is it something that you both want to turn it into a job at some point?
Probably.
Yeah? And when you do, would you want to do it as an independent developer, or would you want to work for like a bigger company?
For me, I'll let Mingo go first.
You go first.
Okay. For me, completely indie.
Right.
I am like a little guard dog with like my creative ideas, and I bat people away from trying to touch them. So I definitely want to stay indie. Like I am lazy I don't want to work at McDonald's, so I am perfectly happy. Like that's my dream. I just want to make cool shit
Sounds good, man.
for a living.
Good. That's a really good dream to have, man. Want to make cool shit.
Mhm.
What about you, Mango?
Well, yeah, basically the same as Scumhead. Though I would be pretty interested if, I don't know, some guy needed a Doom modder division for the game.
Right. That would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool if like a AAA, like I don't want to say EA, maybe Valve, if they just said, you know what, we're gonna make a game fully in the Doom engine. Like, that would be pretty cool.
They know who to call. They can get us.
Well, not you, because you'd be like, no, piss off.
Probably, yeah.
All right. Again, I'm going off the dome here, so I might be a while before I think of a question.
Okay.
But how are you guys doing in general, man? How's life going?
All right.
Going all right? That's good to hear. Good to hear. What about you, Scumhead? Everything good? Everything good?
I'm usually all over the place. October's the best month of the year for me because it's
October?
Halloween. So I'm in a
Okay,
really
right.
good mood.
Okay.
Just because it's Halloweeny time, but I don't know. So I kind of get seasonal depression from like May till October every
Really?
year. So
I'm the
yeah.
opposite because that's when the sun comes out here in the UK. Every other month, it's just cloudy and rainy, and it's very depressing, and I don't like
Oh,
it.
that sounds wonderful. I love cloudy and rainy. I'm like a vampire, dude. The more the sun's up, I'm just like,
No, I mean I'm a bit of a vampire. I
ever.
don't actually go outside, but you know, just actually seeing the sun through the window is like, you know.
It's enough to keep you going.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Well, that keeps me going is Mountain Dew.
You like the sun? Oh, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Right. I was about to
The
say.
sun's essence.
It's Mountain Dew, that's all you need.
Yes,
Maybe that's
yes.
what I need. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's why I don't like winters here. Maybe I just need more Mountain Dew.
Mango,
Try
have
that.
you had Baja Blast
What?
Don't
from Taco
shoot me,
Bell?
but that's not my thing.
What? We're breaking up. I'm unfriending you on Facebook.
Damn,
I don't even
dude.
have Facebook.
Well, you do now. I'm gonna make it for you just so I can unfriend you.
What's a Bubba Blast? Am I saying that
It's
right?
like Taco Bell exclusive flavor.
Oh, okay.
For Mountain Dew.
All
And
right.
it's so good, and Mango is a heretic for not liking it. Do they have Taco Bell in the UK?
They probably do. I've never been to. There's probably like one branch or something, or like a couple branches.
It's not that good, so you're probably fine. But if you
haven't-
like cheap, shitty food and you're a big chunky boy like me, it's pretty nice.
We have a Chipotle. I know we have one of those, but I
You've
haven't been either.
won Chipotle.
I mean, in London, there's one. There's probably another one in another like city or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't have like McDonald's. We have loads of McDonald's. Like, that's about it. KFC, Burger King. But yeah, that's about it in terms of like global restaurants and stuff.
Hmm. So is it like a lot more of like ma and pa stuff and like stuff like that?
Have you ever heard of Nando's?
No.
You've never heard of Nando's? Oh man, so it's like a. I'm not even sure where the spices are from, but it's like a. They sell nice like chicken. You can get it with rice, you can get it with chips, but they have like different spices that they put on it. So you can get like lemon and herbs, which is like the not spicy variety. And there's medium, hot, extra hot, and it's like it's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's not exclusively in the UK. I'm sure it's in other places around the world, but it's quite popular here.
Is that a chain restaurant?
Yes, it's a chain restaurant, but it's kind of like it's in between a fast food restaurant and a chain restaurant. So it's like fast food, but it's also kind of like you get it on a plate and you eat it with a knife and fork and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of like we have a lot of stuff like that. Just we have Five Guys. That's one thing we have here, which I really love.
Is Five Guys like $1 million for a meal?
Yes,
there too.
Yes, it is.
It is so expensive.
But it's worth it. Like, it's worth it though. Okay, maybe over there it isn't, because over there you have like Chick-fil-A and stuff, right? which
Mhm.
I would murder a Chick-fil-A. I'm not even kidding. If I saw a Chick-fil-A in front of me, I would devour it in a second. It's just that, like, over here we don't have that. So over here we have Five Guys. It's good, and even though it's expensive, I'm gonna eat it. Like, so yeah, that's kind of the state of fast food in the UK. But I mean, there's plenty enough to go around. There's plenty enough to go around. We got so over here it's mostly like little. We call it dirty chicken shops. They're not actually dirty. They're just like, it's just kind of like cheap fried chicken that you can get like like 4 chicken wings for £1, which is like $1. Just devour it on the spot. Yeah, no, it's that kind of stuff here.
That's so cheap.
Exactly. That's why we don't have like big like loads of different fast food chains, because like independent chains can actually sell like, stuff for quite cheap, so they can't really compete.
Dude, I gotta move to the UK. It's like $6 for 4 chicken strips from shit Donald's here.
They aren't
It's
as
a little
high
more
quality
crap.
though. Like you sacrifice a bit of quality, but you know that it's pretty nice. The quantity's there. That's the important part. All right, I should probably ask you something about game development.
Instead of fast food. Welcome to the Fast Food Podcast.
What else was I going to ask? Okay, so I think I went through all the questions. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Any experiences you had with this project? Any kind of experiences with the game development in general? Any gripes? Any issues? Anything you want to be able to learn in the future and add to your portfolio? No?
No.
No, not really.
I'll say that the most valuable thing about this was for me was learning how to like work in a team, because
Okay.
I had been doing things solo for so long, and I was very like selfish and like this little gargoyle guarding it.
Mm.
So sort of opening myself up to get help from people who I really needed help from was really valuable. I'm glad Mango found me on Twitter. So
Found him on Twitter. How did that go? How did you guys actually meet? I didn't ask that.
This was a really funny story, actually. So you know that Twitter account that's like, "Can you pet the dog in a video game?"
I
Well,
don't
basically,
remember
there's
that
this
now.
Twitter account that's like says if you can or can't pet a dog in a certain video game.
Oh, so it goes through like
Scumhead
different video
sent
games and
videos
it
to
like confirms if you can pet the dog or not. Okay, got you.
Scumhead basically, uploaded a submission that was like, "You can pet the dog in Shrine 2," and I'm like, "There's a Shrine 2? I gotta get in on this."
Right. Wait, can you pet the dog in Shrine 2?
yeah.
You can. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to
Yes.
find this. At what point in the game do you find a dog? Wait, hold on.
Do you remember the weird red staff you get after fighting the gladiators in the first level of the Heaven chapter?
Oh my god, I don't think I made
Get
it
a
that
red
far.
staff.
I don't think I
You
made
only
it
got
that
to the
far.
fifth level.
Huh?
You only got to level 5.
I only got to like the end of level 5. I haven't actually finished it.
You haven't finished it?
I'm sorry, dude. I got really distracted. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it. I promise. I'm gonna play it for this on this video. There's gonna be gameplay on the screen. I'm gonna finish the
Okay.
game, and I'm gonna put the gameplay up so you can confirm I have finished it.
Okay. And you better pet that dog. He's waiting
I'll pet
for
the dog. That will be on the screen right now. That'll be on the screen right now.
you. Awesome.
All right. Okay. So I think that is pretty much it. I mean, listen, you guys were great. I had a lot of fun doing this interview. I learned a lot of things about game development, especially in Doom, like the Doom engine. And I hope that the viewers learned cool things as well, maybe. Hey, listen, when Shrine 3 comes out, am I gonna have the exclusive interview before it comes out with you guys?
You're gonna have to do a fist fight
Maybe
with in the
$50,000, sure.
I'm gonna put you in an arena with In the Keep, and you guys we'll have to duke it out
Damn.
with like rusty swords.
Is it gonna be based on Shrine 2 knowledge? Are you gonna have like a quiz of all of all the Shrine 2?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lose because I haven't even finished the game yet.
What name is the texture that shows up on the final wall in level 3?
All right.
Knowing us, it was probably like B0 or something.
Rock_2.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming by. I do really appreciate it.
Yep.
This has been the ScytheCast, grassiest podcast in the world, and see you next time.
Scythe, it's gold.